As students head back to school, Florida and Texas school districts are bucking their Republican governor's ban on requiring masks for children and teachers as coronavirus cases soar in conservative areas with low vaccination rates. One of Florida's county schools board on Tuesday floated an order by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis that outlaws mask requirements in the state, prompting the administration of US President Joe Biden to say it was considering supporting the school districts financially if DeSantis retaliates against them by withholding funds from officials' salaries.
Powers to intervene in states like Texas and Florida where they are banning mask mandates?
I don't believe that I do thus far. We're checking that. But there are on federal workforce I can. And I think that people should understand, seeing little kids, 4, 5, 6 years old, in hospitals on ventilators, and some of them passing, not many, but some of them passing. It's almost, it's just.
The acts of rebellion by school officials come as these states, along with Louisiana, Arkansas, and others, are flooded with new cases after people resisted vaccines and mask mandates. Teachers and administrators are seeking to protect students, many of whom are under 12 years old and cannot get vaccinated.
The question is that the governor superseded his statute of authority to instruct the Department of Education and Health to engage in a rulemaking.
So, Madam Chair, we have 8 yeses and 1 no to the motion.
Fueled by the highly contagious Delta variant, US cases and hospitalizations have soared to 6-month highs with no flattening of the curve in sight. The head of the local teachers union said that both teachers and students have died as a result of the latest surge in infections. Imposing a mask mandate in school is about safety, she said. She praised the school board for pushing back at DeSantis.
We had a student pass away in Duval County. We had a student pass away in Alachua County. And right here in Broward County, we have a 15-year-old high school student that is at a school that's no less than 5 miles away from our Union Hall that is fighting for her life on a respirator. We want to keep our students safe. We don't want any child ever catching COVID, but we know it's happening, and we certainly don't want to lose a student to COVID. So it was really important that our board members stayed strong, even though the threats and the intimidation tactics of our governor and our Department of Education and commissioner, they do believe that lives are really important. They don't want to have anybody contract COVID and pass away.
Over the past 7 days, Florida had the country's second highest rate of new infections based on population, and nearly 1 out of every 3 hospital beds are occupied by a coronavirus patient. DeSantis stood by his statewide order banning mask mandates on Tuesday, saying it would allow parents to decide whether to mask their children for class.
Our view is, of course, that we believe this is a decision for the parent to make, just given the uncertainty about what it means, particularly for a lot of the young kids to be in that. And I think that's where the vast majority of the districts, I know we have, 2 who are not providing the parents with the rights, but obviously we believe that the parent, rather than the government, should ultimately be able to make that decision.
Teachers Union President said his comments were irresponsible.
So we're getting these calls that people have passed away because they've contracted COVID, and it's serious and it's real. So I'm not sure why the governor is so insistent on giving this narrative that it's not a big deal. It's kind of reckless and scary that an elected leader that has been elected to run our state and do his due diligence is making these kind of comments, this kind of rhetoric. And by the way, he's holding on to billions of dollars that our federal government has given to take care of our schools. If he would put that money into our schools to get in better air filter system, better cleaning systems, maybe that might help us not have to wear the masks.
In Kentucky, a staunchly red state also experiencing a spike in infections, the state's Democratic governor has imposed a mask mandate in schools. At Wilder Elementary School, students arrived in compliance with a mask mandate
because it might be really, really bad for other people to get coronavirus, especially elders, because they can get really, really sick and they can die from it.
School principals said that there was increased concern for students' safety this year because of the surge.
Even if we can't do recess, we're going to have fun inside.
Yes, it's different, more pressure to make sure that we are following all of those guidelines really correctly and keeping kiddos safe so that they can get back in the classroom and learn.
On August 10, there were 2,366 new infections in Kentucky. According to the New York Times, more than a tenfold increase from the average a month earlier. The mask mandate has been put in place for 30 days, but state governor has said it could be renewed. Over 1,108 people are now hospitalized with COVID-19 in Kentucky, according to the New York Times.